All right, recording. We have a core focused yoga flow this morning. We're going to start supine. And I want to settle my upper body down. So really feel my shoulder blades flat under my back ribs on the mat, arm bones in the socket, lengthen my tailbone. And then I can either keep my legs, my knees bent, or I can straighten my legs, whichever I'd like, coming into a focus on my breath. Since we're just coming into the room, likely our breath is relatively short. So let's invite some depth to the inhalation and to the exhalation, and start to feel that rib movement that signals that you're actively engaging your diaphragm, so that as you inhale, the breath comes into my chest and then down into my belly. And then when I exhale, it leaves my belly, leaves my chest, goes out through my mouth or nostrils. So keep deepening. I want to feel the sort of the freedom and the expansion of the inhalation, and then the withdrawing or drawing in of the exhalation. So we like to talk about involving the pelvic floor, right? So we want to feel like when I inhale, it's nice to inhale so deeply that my lower abdominals actually also fill up with air down here, so that when I exhale, I can feel it tugging up from my pelvic floor as I exhale. And the diaphragm is one muscle that's like this, and the pelvic floor has a muscle that's like this. When I inhale, they both push down and expand and lengthen. When I exhale, they draw back up. So that's the sensation I want to go for. Both are quiet muscles that I don't feel so strongly. My diaphragm, I'm mostly aware of from the movement of my ribs. My pelvic floor, I can feel just a little tug if I tug up. You might have learned Kegels at some point in your life, but so just if I tug up, I can sort of feel a little connection to the lowest part of me. A couple more cycles of breath just to sort of feel that. Once we get in motion, you may occasionally be aware of that pelvic tug, and other times you will be so busy and distracted that you won't. So just when you notice it, great to notice it. Great. So first core, let's bridge a little bit. So I'm gonna now, if I didn't bend my knees, I'm gonna bend my knees now. I want to feel my heels underneath me so my feet are in a good position to support my bridge work here. And I'm going to press my feet down and inhale, and my hammies, quadriceps, hips, glutes, and core are elevating me up. And then exhale, everything draws in to take me back down. So you could play with the pelvic tug up on this one. One more time, just like this. Beautiful. Back on the ground. So next core activation is going to be a bicycle. So I want to show you, I'm just gonna pull my right knee in, and then I'm going to straighten my right leg, whatever straight is for me, and I'm going to drop it down and pull it in again. So that's the bike gesture, okay? So then once I finish my right leg, now I'm going to take my left leg in. So I'm about here, and then everything's going to change position. So I want it to be that big of a bicycle. And I can even tee out my arms if having a little bit more support on the upper body to keep me balanced here. I can do it like that if that's helpful to me. So just kind of keep going with this gigantic bicycle motion. And keep breathing, so I'm doing something actively, so I'm inhaling and exhaling throughout the motion. Beautiful, so keep going, and we're gonna add a challenge, and I'm gonna pivot so I can make the challenge clear to you. The challenge I'm gonna add is I wanna roll up on my right hip, so I'm gonna go to the right, I'm not mirroring you. So I'm going to roll up on my right hip, and I'm just gonna keep the same gesture going. I'm just doing it up on a hip. So putting just a different demand on my core to support me here. And then I'll roll back to center, and I haven't stopped moving my leg. Keep moving my legs. And then I'm gonna roll up on my left hip and just sort of notice how the demand shifts in the core pretty significantly. And coming back to center, just a few more to finish up. Beautiful, hug my knees in, maybe rock my sacrum a little bit. Fantastic, I'll pivot back around. All right, next up for my core, I'm going to lift my right leg so that I've made an L shape with my leg. And this is perpendicular here. Now notice, if I pull in, it's easier to hold my leg like this. It's harder to be perpendicular. It would be harder to be out here, right? So right here is kind of a good compromise, activating my lower abs. And then I'm gonna lift the other leg. So once I've lifted the other leg, I'm really feeling quite a lot of work in my lower abs to just hold my legs here. And I wanna just kind of be drawing in my core. I'm inhaling and I'm exhaling because I'm gonna be doing action while I do this. But I wanna hug in my hips and really activate my core to hold me here, right? So let's inhale. And when I exhale, I'm going to tap my right toe, inhale, exhale. So that's what I'm alternating. Getting a foot cramp in my right foot. I snap up to the same position. Now, if that's going well, what I can start to do is reach a little further away from me and snap back. So that's a little more work. And then the most work would be to stretch out and snap back, stretch out and snap back. So do what suits you right now. One more set. Great. Again. And let's put our feet on either side of our mat down away from us a little bit. We're gonna windshield wiper our knees. So I'm gonna drop my knees one way and then pull them up and then drop them the other way. And my ambition right now is to allow my core to completely relax. After all the work we've already done, let's try to just completely relax the core in preparation for more work to come. We'll just relax here as we windshield wiper back and forth. One more set. Beautiful. So I can hug my knees in. Now, what I want to do is I want to start like a little rocking motion, which is going to take me up to a seated position. So a little rocking motion to take me up to a seat. Beautiful. And you can sit cross-legged. Sometimes for this next thing, I actually do like to kneel. Even though I have a cranky arthritic knee, I still can kneel. So you be in either position you prefer. Take what you like. And I'm gonna put my palms together right overhead. And this is gonna be working the sides of our body here. So I'm gonna inhale here. I'm gonna exhale and I'm dipping to the right. I'm gonna inhale, I'm gonna exhale, I'm gonna dip to the left. And so I want you to start that motion and use your breath. That's an exhale. And you can decide the speed with which you're doing this, and you can decide the depth, like how far you're going to each side. So you make those two decisions as you do this side to side work, feeling those oblique muscles on either side of my core. Couple more. All right, relax everything down. So core, I've got muscles in the front, muscles on the side, muscles in the back, right? And different ones kind of dominate depending on what I'm doing, but I want to be aware of and activating all of them. So let's come around to bird dog. I mean, I apologize for all fours. We're gonna cat-cow first, but I got a lot of bird dog coming up. So my hands are underneath my shoulders, arm bones are in the socket. My knees are underneath my hips. And I want to find a neutral spine here. So if I spike up my pelvis, that it takes me out of neutral. I can find neutral in the middle. And then if I drop my pelvis down, I've come out of neutral. So I just want to feel what neutral feels like to me, where there's a nice long spine, long tailbone connecting to my crown, the top. And I am looking down so my neck is in line with my spine. Let's come into cat and cow first. I typically untuck my toes. Some people like to tuck their toes, so that's up to you. I'm gonna inhale, which is gonna lift my pelvis and lift my head. My shoulders roll back, my belly fills. Then I'm gonna exhale. Everything's gonna scoop. My pelvis scoops down, my head drops, and everything's curled up into my scaredy cat position. Inhale deeply into my cow. Exhale into my cat. So taking this at your own pace, feeling the full motion of the core here. And taking it in and out of two extreme positions, the extreme of the filled belly with air, and then the extreme of the empty belly without any. More here. All right, let's inhale it back to neutral. So we've got a bird dog series coming up here. Bird dog is exceptional for overall core strengthening, and in particular really targets the muscles in the lower back, the important pillars of support to our core in the lower back, really targeted by our bird dogs. So I'm in a neutral position. I'm going to inhale and elevate my left arm and my right leg right to shoulder and hip height. And then exhale and I'll come back and I'll do the second side. So there's an inhale and an exhale. And I'm seeking stillness in the torso. And that stillness is strengthening to the muscles, right? So the limbs move, but the core says, I'm going to help hold this position. Beautiful. So let's try a slightly different movement. This time, I'll show it this way. I'll show it a different way. This time, let's keep the hands and the arms strong and down, right? And I'm going to inhale my right leg up, and then I'm going to tick-tock like a clock. So you can see my foot behind me and then to the side, right? So I'm tick-tocking like a clock. And I'll show it to you from a different position in case it's any clearer. And same thing, I'm trying to have little movement in the torso. There's some movement in the torso because of the swing, but I'm trying to have very little movement in the torso to support this action. Or great, bring that knee in. Now shake everything out. Sit back a little bit so you can kind of just give your wrists a break. Then we'll come back for the second side. So both arms are strong underneath me, elevating my left leg, and then I'm swinging it side to side, trying to have as little movement in my torso as I can muster. One more. Great. Come in, shake everything out. Great. So the next thing we're going to do is a gesture to actually stand up out of bird dog. So I'm going to start with both hands and both knees down. I'm going to inhale, right leg, left arm. I'm going to exhale, put my left hand down and step my right foot near my right hand. So you can sort of see what's happening. I'm going to try to stand up from here. So my ambition is to use my core to stand up. And then I'm going to come back down and finish with that bird dog. And then I'm going to repeat it. So this is an inhale. I'm going to exhale, inhale to stand up, exhale to come back down, and then inhale to finish. And one more time, exhale, inhale to stand, exhale, inhale to finish, and then come in, relax. And we'll do our second side. We're going to build on a little bit. So nice and strong arms and legs. I'm going to inhale, exhale to step, inhale to stand up, exhale to come back down, inhale to return to my bird dog, exhale, inhale, stand, exhale, inhale, exhale, standing, inhale, exhale, and inhale. Great, come back, shake everything out. All right, good. So the new challenge we're going to add is that when we stand, we're going to try to lift the opposite knee up. So my right leg is the one that extended and is going to step. And then when I stand up, I'm going to try to have my right foot off the floor, if not my knee in the air. I'll do what I can do. So maybe my foot's just off the floor, or maybe I can lift that leg up so the knee's in the air. So that's what I'm going to work on. So inhale here, neutral spine, exhale. Inhale, right leg out, left arm out. Exhale, left arm comes in, right foot stands. And then think about it before you do it. So I'm going to come up and I'm trying to lift this other knee up. And then I'm going to take myself back down and finish. Let's go again. So I'm going to stand up. Nope, I got some shakes. I'm going to come back down and finish. And then one more time. Let's stand up and take ourselves down and finish. Good. Shake it out. Shake it out. We've got our second side. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, reaching right and left leg. Exhale to step. Inhale to come up. That little balance. Whatever it is for you. That was imperfect, but that's okay. Inhale. And exhale. And maybe this is all I do is here. Or here. Maybe I just do this. And inhale. And one more time, I'm going to exhale. And inhale. Beautiful. Let's go right back to child's pose. Take all the tension out. Toes together, knees apart. Slide back, reach my arms, forehead on the mat. Let's breathe in child's pose. Beautiful. Let's come back up to all fours. And tucking our toes, let's inhale up to down dog. So inhale all the way up. Go ahead and pedal once you get there. Explore your dog, how it feels today. Hips are elevated, head is dropped. Chest is melting towards thighs. Thighs are pressing back to the back of the room. Arms are strong. Inhale, full expression of your down dog. In your mouth and exhale. Inhale, come up on our tippy toes. Exhale, walk forward. Take a forward fold. Nice and relaxed. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive all the way up to standing. Exhale, hands in front of my heart. Beautiful. So let's do, we'll do 3 sun sals. We are probably pretty warmed up from everything we've done, but let's do 3 sun sals. So standing nice and tall, very elevated. I'm going to inhale my arms up. Maybe I take a little back bend here. I'm going to exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. My hands come down to support me, and I step back to a plank. Inhale. Easiest way to lower would be to exhale. Knees are down, chest is down. I'm down on the ground. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, lower myself down, tuck. And I can inhale back to all fours. Exhale here, and then inhale up to down dog. Open my mouth and exhale. Inhale on my tippy toes. Exhale, walk me forward, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive. Exhale, hands in front of my heart. Sun sal B. Inhale, my arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Bring my right knee back behind me. Left knee is stacked over my ankle. Right knee is underneath my hip, so I can inhale up. And I'm going to exhale, side stretch towards the left. And inhale back up. Exhale, my hands come down. Inhale to plank. So second hardest variation would be a half plank. So I put my knees down. Otherwise, I'm in a half plank here, and I'm going to exhale to lower myself down. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, tuck my toes, and I can go up to all fours, or I can come all the way through plank and up into down dog. Inhale, open my mouth and exhale. Inhale on my tippy toes. Exhale, walk forward. Forward fold, it's so relaxed. Inhale, half lift. Exhale. In. Reverse swan dive. Exhale. We're going to take the sun sal C, which will be the hardest. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. My hands come down. I'm going to step back to a plank. Hardest version would be full chaturanga, so I'm just lowering myself to the ground. So you're going to take the version that works best for you. Inhale. Exhale to lower, tuck my toes. I'm going to inhale up to down dog. Open my mouth and exhale. I'm going to inhale my right leg up. Exhale, step my right foot forward, put my left foot down, and I'm going to use my core to inhale myself up to warrior one. My front knee is stacked over my ankle, and I'm going to exhale into warrior 3. Whatever it is for me, maybe I'm low, maybe I'm higher, whatever it is for me is perfect. Exhale to warrior 3, and then step back, inhale. Exhale, hands down, inhale, plank. Exhale, shake your choice of how you lower yourself to the ground. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, inhale up to down dog. One mouth and exhale. Other side, inhale, left leg comes up. Exhale, steps forward, put the right down. Inhale, core. I'm going to exhale to warrior 3. And then inhale. Exhale, come back to plank one more time. Inhale, exhale to lower. Inhale, cobra. Exhale. Inhale, down dog. Move on to exhale. Inhale, tippy toes. Exhale, walking forward. Forward fold. Let's take a little extra time. Grab my elbows and just really sway and enjoy and relax here. Relax, of course. Relax everything. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. And inhale all the way up, exhale. Hands in front of my heart. Great. Great. Coming to the front of my mat. I need some water. Beautiful. So standing nice and tall. We will take a standing series now. So I'm going to inhale nice and tall. I'm going to exhale to a crescent lunge. I'm going to exhale. I'm stepping my right foot back, bending my front knee over my ankle. I am on the ball of my right foot, unless I need to put it down in accordance with, if I feel unstable, I can put it down. So inhale, my arms are up. Tailbone is long. I'm very nice and tall. I'm going to exhale and bow forward. I'm going to inhale and rise back up. Then I'm going to exhale and take it into a revolve crescent lunge. So I'm going to exhale forward and revolve towards my left knee. Inhale and exhale. And then inhale, strong core to lift me back up. Exhale, settle into warrior two. In. Exhale, reverse. Inhale, arms up, legs straightened. I'm going to exhale into a very high triangle, no lower than that. Lots of oblique core, everything's happening here, good. And then inhale up, and I'm going to swap my feet and exhale the other way. So that's the work here. Inhale up and swap. Inhale, exhale, swap. Inhale, back to side one. Exhale, reverse. Inhale, step forward. Exhale, sink into chair. Inhale to come up. Exhale, stepping my left leg back into the crescent lunge. That's working for me. I can put my foot down for warrior one as well. Exhale and back. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, revolve lunge. Inhale, exhale, into warrior two. In, exhale, reverse. Inhale, my legs straight, my arms up. Exhale, high triangle. Inhale, up, switch feet, exhale. Really switch those feet. One more set. Final inhale, exhalation. Inhale, exhale, reverse. Inhale, step forward, exhale, chair. Inhale, exhale, crescent lunge. Inhale, exhale, bow. Inhale, exhale, revolve. Inhale, exhale, warrior two. Inhale, exhale, reverse. Inhale, straighten my front leg. Exhale, this high triangle. Inhale. Exhale, we're just doing two this time. Inhale, come back. And then exhale down into triangle, and we're going to come all the way around into revolve triangle. And inhale to come all the way up, bending my knee, exhale, reverse. And inhale, step forward, exhale, chair. Inhale, nice and tall, exhale, stepping left leg back, lunge, exhale, bow. Inhale, exhale, revolve. Inhale, exhale, warrior two, inhale. Exhale, reverse. Inhale, straighten my legs up, arms up, exhale, high triangle. Inhale, flip feet, exhale. Inhale, flip feet, exhale. And then inhale up, and then exhale, down, reaching, and then around, revolve triangle. Inhale, back up, exhale. Inhale, step forward, exhale. Thank you. Great. Great. So I seem to be going very slowly today, but that's good. I think there's been some good deep work. So I'm going to stop the standing series there, but I want to do a little bit of what I call chair tendus, or bring in this little ballet with a little yoga. So I want to, hands in front of my heart, Anjali Mudra, sink into my chair pose. So wherever that is for me is fine, right? Whatever, however low or high I want my chair to be is fine, but I'm going to commit to a level. And once I've committed to that level, I'm actually going to bring my feet a little bit closer under my hips is probably good. Okay, good. And once I've committed there, I want to tap and tap. So I don't want to come up and down. I'm just staying at a level as I tap and tap. Strong leg work, strong core. Couple more. All right, stand on up. Come to the front of your mat. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half. Exhale, forward fold. And just step back so you can sit down. And we want to get a little more of this biking in. So I've got a couple of them in Navasana, right? So if I'm sitting up like this, I'm getting ready for boat pose, and I can have my hands behind me. It'd be harder work if I was like this. So start with my hands behind me and just tilt up on your sits bones, but lift your chest, lengthen your back, and just start to bicycle. And this is a much smaller gesture. This is nowhere near as big as it was when we were supine, okay? It'd be harder if I was like this, and that's fine. Do whatever's working for you. But we're going to do that pivot, that hip pivot. So here you are, pivot on your right hip and keep going. My yoga teacher calls this astronaut abs, and I love it because we're floating in space. Come back to center, go to the left. Come back to center. All right, that's enough of that. Oh, I love it, but that's enough of that. So let's come all the way down to the ground. Settle your upper body down, settle your lower body down. Maybe your knees are still bent. Come into your breath here. So we've been doing this week with our core work some supine twists that still keep involving the core work by taking ourselves from side to side. So I do want to do that today again. So I'm going to inhale and pull my knees in. Maybe I can hold on to them to start with, right? I also can tee out my arms, which might be the most useful place to put my arms once I've settled where my knees are. Then when I exhale, I'm going to drop my knees to the left, coming into a spinal twist. And I can look to the right, okay? Now what I want to do is this. I want to come back up right away and then take it the other way. So so my core is activating to come in and out of these spinal twists. So see how this feels to you. And if you don't like it, you absolutely can just stay and linger on one side, then the other side. You just want to stay about the same amount of time for each side. And then if I want to add challenge, I can lengthen a leg. So now it's like all just like a little bit heavier when I'm trying to take over and lift back up again. And then the hardest is to have both of my legs extended. That's the hardest. So you do what feels right to you right now today. Beautiful. Hug your knees in. Give yourself a real hug like you mean it. And then let's put our feet down as we did in the beginning. Let's windshield wiper once again, super relaxing this hard working core. Beautiful. So you can come into happy baby now, or any kind of final pose your body is asking you for, before we invite ourselves into Savasana. And I always need to add my layers back, because I usually end up losing my layers in the middle of class. So I'm going to add some layers back on to prepare me for Savasana. So when you're feeling ready, let us settle ourselves down, lengthen our legs. I like my arms down by my side with my palms turned up, and I feel like that really invites my shoulders to externally rotate. I double check to make sure my tailbone feels nice and long. And I'm coming into my breath, inviting it to deepen once again, because it might have shortened in the work that we were doing. So inviting a nice, deep, full expansion of the belly, and nice, rich exhale of the air. But I'd like both gestures to be a little more relaxed than they were at the height of my practice. And in particular, on the exhale, I might feel some tugging of the pelvic floor, but I don't want to be yanking those muscles in quite as hard. I just want it to be a little more easeful, the inhalation and the exhalation. And allow that ease to just allow me to explore, how does my core feel? Maybe my left hand is on my heart and my right hand is on my belly as I do this, and just sort of just gently feel, what do I feel in my core after that work that I did just now? Notice if any particular part of your body is drawing your attention. And just visit with it so you can assess how it feels. Make a note. And keep doing a gentle breath in and out, super gentle, for a few moments of Savasana and stillness. And you can deepen your breath. Start to wiggle fingers and toes. If you want to come up, if you're watching at home, you can stay for a longer savasana. Let the wiggling grow into some stretching of the limbs. Now we'll use that rocking to come up. And if you want to roll over to your side, you can certainly do that. Otherwise, you can sort of invite this rocking process to take you up. So that just gets your core a little more involved in the lifting up and then sitting up nice and tall, hands on my knees. Finding my nice, tall, long body supported by my core, chest as elevated. I'm going to inhale through my nostril, open my mouth and sigh it out. Oh. And sigh it out. Inhale. And sigh it out. Thank you for joining me for this core focused practice this week. We tend to theme the week, and coming up, we will move down into our hip region for the next week. So thank you so much. We'll stop the recording.